don't care what you're doing to me. I've been down in the ruins so deep. All the games that you played, all the love you forsaken, you let it slip away. You don't care what you're doing to me. Every setback, every mishap, every time you say you gon' change. Say you get it, you regret it, I forgive it, but you stay.
Hey y'all, good afternoon. I'm gonna say good afternoon because it's like 2 or 3 minutes away from 12 p.m. Just getting out the house. My brother came down for a day and we had a blast yesterday. Like, I always love when he comes in because we get together, we sit around the house, we eat, we cook, and we just have a nice time together as a family. My mom came over, my daughter came over with her friend, and we just really had a good time. But today I want to start a reading vlog, and the reading vlog consists of 3 booktubers that I asked to choose my read for this reading vlog. So I am so excited about this reading vlog, y'all. So excited. So the first book that I am going to read is a book that was chosen for me by Shauna Reads. I will pop up that picture of the 2 books, or the conversation that me and her had on Messenger, and she choosing the book that I will read for this reading vlog. And she chose The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. So this is the first book that I will be reading in this reading vlog. And during the reading vlog, y'all, I will let y'all know, throughout page breaks or just breaks that I have on what my thoughts is about this book. So with that being said, if you're not subscribed to my channel, I would suggest that you subscribe to my channel. There's a button down there and there is a notification bell that you can click on, and it will notify you what is going on in Yolanda's Journaling's world. And we put a vlog on every Wednesday and Sunday. So if you don't want to miss out on that, I would suggest that you subscribe to my channel. And y'all, I am so stinking excited. I haven't told y'all who the other 2 booktubers are that chose my reads. I will let you know when I get to those books. But I am so excited about these 3 booktubers because they are like a huge milestone in my life as far as reading, influencing for, positive attitudes and just stuff like that. So I am so excited that they responded to me and they were willing to be able to be on my vlog for this reading vlog. All right, guys, so I'm not far into this book. I'm only on chapter 2. As y'all see, I am driving, so I'm listening to the audio of the book. So I'm on chapter 2, and I just wanted to say just firsthand that this book has some very serious trigger warnings in it. Pretty much about some racism warnings in it, some what do I want to call it, some abusive language, and some things that happened in the past to Black people that a lot of people probably don't want to read or don't want to hear about this time of the century. So I just wanted to point out, before I get too deep into this book and telling you guys how I feel about this book, is that this book has some hella trigger warnings in it for colored people, for Black people. So, but let's continue reading our book.
I've been thinking about the good times. I've been sleeping through the long nights. I've been shining in the sunlight. I've been thinking how I'm alright. There's a reason for my feelings. There's a reason why I'm healing. Yeah, I feel higher than the ceiling. All because of you. doing now is so sweet, so sweet. Talking till we asleep, asleep. Every night I fall deep in love, yeah. Cause you really get me, make me fall to my knees, my knees. Every night I fall deep in love.
Alright guys, so I did finish The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. This is the book that Shauna Reeds picked out for me to read between the 7-Day Slip and this one. I did like this book. I would give this book a 4.0 star. It was a very great what would I say, a history type book to me. I know it's not a history book, but it does to me have some kind of history focus in it because of the things that actually happen in the book. This is pretty much a book about two teenage black girls. They were 16 years old. Their lives took a total turn. At 16 years old, they ran away. One decided to live a black life and one decided to live a white life. So Stella is the twin sister that decided to live a white life. When they ran away, she got married and had kids by a white man. Just pretty much lived a white life, and her husband did not know anything about her past. And Desiree, she is the teenager that grew up, of course, in their own hometown that they were trying to get away from. And she had her kid, and they were just living just reality, the regular life that a colored person would live in that date and time of this book. So it had been years and years since they talked to each other, seen each other, and Desiree was pretty much kind of like, you know, in a desperate mode to like find Stella so that she, you know, they can reconnect. And I'm not sure if the reason why is because, you know, they had kids and, you know, or because she just hadn't seen her sister in a while, or because, you know, I think her mom was kind of ill. So happens that Stella and Desiree actually meet each other again, and their kids actually meet each other again. And Stella's daughter was asking like certain questions because of things like she remembered, I think when she was a kid, that her mom said, and some of the stuff that she is telling her like now or whatever just didn't add up. And Desiree, she just wanted her daughter to, you know, like know her cousin and for her and Stella to like reconnect. But I don't think that Desiree was aware that Stella was living a white life. And when they did meet, it was like Stella was like pleading with Desiree to not tell her husband about what her past was, like she is an actual black girl and things of that nature. And during this book, there are, you know, like different things that were said about black people. So if you don't really like that kind of stuff, like I feel like that can be a trigger for you. So just be careful when you read this book. But all in all, I really actually enjoy reading books like this. Thank you, Shauna Reeds, for suggesting me to, or picking this book out for me to read. This book just helps me to remember how much growth the world has made, how much growth my culture has made, and just how much growth we as a people have overcome, and how much we have decided to love ourselves for who we are, for our skin color, for our hair texture, and just love who we actually are. And this book really kind of helps enforce that with me. That's another reason why I just really like this book. So some of the things that was said in this book, they did not trigger me, because you know, I just know that, you know, it's not as bad. It might be, you know, still in the world, but it's not as bad in the world as it was when it was coming up, you know, when this book was written. But The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett, I had this on my shelf for quite some time, and I was just wondering, like, how am I going to get some of the books off my shelf that I've had there for a while? So when I look at all of these 3 Booktubers pages, I you know, like notice some of the books that they read in like a month or something like that. So I just chose like 2 of the books that I had from my shelf and asked them if they would participate in this reading vlog for me, and they actually did. And this one was Shauna Reed's. So 4.0 star, The Vanishing Half, Britt Bennett. Great read. Hey y'all, good morning. Just sitting outside. Today I am going to start reading The Mixtape by Brittany Cherry. I think Shaughnessy was the one that chose this book out of the 2 books that I asked her to choose from what I should read in this reading vlog. I will put up a post of our conversation and which book that she chose. But yeah, so let's start reading on The Mixtape by Brittany Cherry. So I am like kind of dressed for bed, but I did finish The Mixtape by Brittany Cherry. And y'all, I washed my hair the other day and did a wash and go. So I'm just letting it air dry so that the curls can really like try to pop. So that's why my hair looked the way it is. But anyway, so I did finish The Mixtape by Brittany Cherry, and I enjoyed that book so much. That book was pretty much just about Olive, Emery, Reese, and Alex. Alex was in the beginning of the book periodically before he actually got killed in a car accident. And so then after that, the book was just pretty much about Oliver and Emery and Reese. Oliver is the singer from Oliver and Alex. He suffered like some kind of like depression type deal because his brother, twin brother, got killed in a car accident. So he kind of like turned to alcohol to drown out the way he felt about his brother being killed. And one day he was supposed to like do a comeback and do a concert, but I guess it didn't pan out that way, and he ended up in a bar getting drunk, and it actually was the bar that Emery works at. So when the people in the bar actually realized it was Oliver, Emery was like the one that kind of like pulled him out of the situation, gave him a ride, and then this is kind of like the next day, she had to give him a ride home. Her daughter was like wondering like, who is this guy, this, that, and the other. And anyway, so she was giving him a actual ride home, and Emery knew who Oliver was. But anyway, so she was giving him a ride home, and Reese, which was her daughter, wanted to listen to the music or the song that they listen to all the time. And Emery didn't want to because she knew who Oliver was, and she kind of like didn't want him to know that she was listening to his music all the time like that. Anyway, like I was saying, she didn't want him to know that like she listened to his music in that manner. And so Emery, she was like a struggling single parent with a job that's not so good. Like she was behind on her rent and this, things of that nature, like all those types of things. And so when Olive actually found out about all that kind of stuff that was going on with her, he kind of like helped her out in the situation that she was in, gave her a job when she lost her job, and things just kind of blossomed with them from there. And I just feel like this one is like a second chance at romance, or maybe like true love between, two people who was actually supposed to be together. And there was a part in the book that really like touched my heart. It was that Emery, she kind of like she was like an outsider in her family. It was like her family was just very dysfunctional. All right, y'all. So we are on our final book that we are supposed to read in this reading vlog. And thank you, Kalila D. She was the person to help me choose to read Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I will put up the conversation or the two books that she was given to choose from for me to read. I have always wanted to get into Kennedy Ryan Before I Let Go, and This Could Be Us. I have both of these books, and I am just so excited that she chose this book so I can start reading these books and see what all the hype is about these two books by Kennedy Ryan. So let's begin.
That you're doing fine cause you got me. I don't wanna break your little bubble, but you gotta wake up to reality. Cause I can see in your eyes, your head is full of dreams. Tears are a proof of failure. You just gotta let them flow without judge. There's so many ways to be happy. Whatever you like, you don't have to be ready. You just gotta trust the right, don't have to be scary. You just gotta follow the light. You're able to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You don't have to be. I see you hesitating while you're waiting, like somebody's gonna give it to you. You gotta chase it, gotta believe it. You gotta go get it for yourself. Good
morning, y'all. So I woke up to reading Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I am on chapter 12 of that book, and I am loving that book so far. The love story that Yasmin and Josiah has, even though that they are divorced, is just unreal. Like the things that they think about each other when they see each other in their heads is just like, for me, it's like, why the heck did y'all get divorced? Like, why? And then as I go on in reading the book, I understand like why Yasmin asked for the divorce, because of what happened with her pregnancy and things like that. And y'all, when Josiah had that lady over to her house when she was watching her kids while Yasmin went to Soledad's birthday party. I think it was a birthday party or some kind of party. I was like, I know good and damn well he has not moved on, because I know Yasmin has not. But y'all, I am so into this book. It is so unreal. And I will be reading throughout the rest of the day. And as I have page breaks, y'all, I will let y'all know how I feel about this book. But I got to get back to Kennedy Ryan. It is getting so good. I am on the last day of reading before I let go. When I woke up this morning, I did tell you guys that I think I was on chapter 12 at that time. I'm getting down into like the 20s on the chapters, and I just do not understand why Yasmin and Josiah got divorced. Like, those two really still love each other, even though they have been seeing other people, got other people in their lives. They still love each other. They still got so much in common, down to the business, down to their children, and just down to the feelings that they have for each other. Y'all, the tension and the love that these two people have for each other is just so unreal. And I would love to have that kind of tension and love like throughout the whole time of my relationships. And I like reading books like this because I like for my relationships to be actually that way. Y'all, the love story in this book is great. The grieving in this book is real. And just the way that the kids love their parents, the kids want their parents to be together, the way that they think about each other, Jesus, they really need to like rethink their divorce process and get remarried or something. I'm so eager to keep reading this book so I can see like at the end like what actually happens. Do they get back together or do they actually just stay divorced? But ooh, if y'all have not read this book, y'all better get it.
Imagine sun shining, pink clouds in the sky, and everything is right. Imagine stars lighting up the night, and a shooting star so vibrant, you have to make a wish. Nothing's ever in your way, scoring every shot you make. No, you've never heard of pain, because you're just high on life. Every day is Saturday. Life is sweet as birthday cake. Why can't it just stay this way? Like you wanted to, like you wanted to, like 24/7, like 24/24 heaven. Oh, like you wanted to.
I'm almost to the end of Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I just wanted to stop there where I am. I think I'm on chapter like 30, so I'm like almost, or should be like 80 something% in or something like that. But I wanted to stop right here and give you guys a little small book haul on a few books that I received and bought today. So I was looking at a friend that I follow on YouTube. I done forgot her name. I will see if I can remember to pop up her page on this part of the vlog. But she did a little reading vlog, and she read The Ministry of Time by Caroline Bradley. So when I went to the bookstore today, I decided to pick this book up. And when I went to the register to pay for this book, she said, oh, I hear so many good things about this book. So I was very glad that she said that, because I was kind of iffy about this book. But when I seen her reading this book, and she had some pretty good ratings on this book, I was like, I'm not that big of a hard book girly, but I just love a book. So I decided to pick up The Ministry of Time. And when you go in this particular store, they always have some books that you can buy one, take one. So I did get this. This is what the book looks like. I read a page or two of this book, and it was the only interesting book that was on the rack that they had, the buy one take one. And when I went back in there, I was hoping that this other book, I'll pop up a picture of it, was gonna be there if I can find it. Was gonna be there, but it actually was not. So this was the only other interesting book that I seen on the buy one take one. And while we were book shopping, y'all, one of my book besties, she purchased this book without me knowing it. And when we went to grab a bite to eat, she gave me this book, Hidden Pictures by Jason, whatever his last name is. And I was like, girl, I did not even know you picked up this book. I did not even know that you had this book. And she said it was a page turner, that she really did enjoy this book when she read this book. So she wanted me to read this book, even though it's not my typical genre, but she does know that I kind of like thriller books. So she wanted me to read this book. And it says, Marley is fresh out of rehab when she takes a job babysitting Ted and Caroline Maxwell's 5-year-old son, Teddy. She immediately bonds with this sweet boy who is never without a sketchbook. His drawings are the usual fare: trees, rabbits, balloons, but one day he draws something different, a man dragging a woman's lifeless body. Then his stick figures evolve into increasingly sophisticated sketches of one disturbing scene after another. Is Teddy trouble, or is he channeling forces he cannot possibly understand? Knowing just how crazy it all sounds, Marley must decipher the images and save Teddy before it's too late. So when I did read the back of this book, when she gave me this book, I was like, girl, I think I will like this book. So I looked on Goodreads, and this book has like a 4.75 ratings on it. So I'm going to probably mood read this book and see what the hype is about this 4.75 ratings on this book on Goodreads. And y'all, I have never did a video or a vlog on mood reading, but if I do a lot of mood reading, if y'all would like to see some of the books that I mood read with, just drop it down in the comments and let me know. Like, yeah, I would really enjoy seeing a vlog, you know, like with your mood reading books that you choose to mood read, because I actually do mood read a lot, y'all. I mood read like 90 going north, and I really do enjoy it. And some TBR months I get to all my TBRs and I mood read, and some TBR months I don't get to all my books because I just wasn't in the mood for the books that I actually picked out. So that's one video that I'm thinking about doing, because I've never did it before, and I'll just, you know, have you guys follow along with me for like a week and just see how I read and what books I read, you know, when I'm just in the mood to read those books. So just let me know if y'all would like to see a video of that nature. And y'all, I read Still Beating by this author, Jennifer Hartman. That book was a 4.55 star book for me. So when I seen this book, when I went to Walmart, I seen this book, Catching the Sun, and I started reading the first chapter in this book. I closed it and I put this book in my cart because I was like, I'm going to get this book. This book starts off so stinking good. When you find a book that you can start reading like the first chapter in that book and it just instantly get you involved, I suggest that you get that book, because that's going to be a good book. And I am just so interested in reading this book because, like I said, the first book that I read by this author was a 4.55 star read for me, so I had to pick up this book. I'm gonna just read you a little bit of the synopsis on the back. It says, a 7-year-old Ella and Max Manning were inseparable until life scattered them in different directions, forcing Ella to abruptly leave town. A decade later, she returns from her senior year of high school, moving in across the street from her childhood best friend. but she's not the same girl Max once knew. She now lives in the shadow of her brother, a notorious felon on death row, convicted of a crime that shook the nation. Reeling from a fallout and shunning by her peers, all Ella wants to do is fade into the background. Max has little room for distractions, juggling responsibilities of a disabled father and a distant twin brother. But Ella's return reignites something within him. He wants to be close to her again, to understand her, and to turn their friendship into more. But as their relationship blossoms, new tragedy strikes, and darkness threatens to tip their delicate balance. In order to find the light, they'll have to navigate the shadows, and to catch the sun, they must first endure the flames. Y'all, I just love when the back of the book sound like this. I'm just so interested in reading this book. And Jennifer Hartman, like, she has my heart right now with Still Beating. So I was very excited to pick up this book. And I did not tell you guys what these two books were about. But this one says, in the near future, a civil servant is offered the salary of her dreams to work on a top secret project. A recently established government ministry is gathering expats from across history to establish whether time travel is feasible for human body, but also for the fabric of space-time. So just a little bit about what this book might be about. And if y'all have read any of these books, y'all put it down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about these books. What were y'all ratings on these books? And this one says, Zara Jones believes in magic because the alternative is too painful to consider. That her murdered sister is gone forever and there is nothing she can do about it. Rather than grieving and moving on, Zara decides she will do whatever it takes to claw her sister back from the grave, even trading in the Akut. Wow. And I don't even think I looked on Goodreads to see what this rating or what the ratings was on this book, but sounds pretty interesting. And y'all, I just have to show y'all this. This has nothing to do with books, but I am a vinyl record girl. Like, I just bought another vinyl record, not just yesterday. It was one of the clear tops, because I just wanted a clear top vinyl record player, because I felt like it would go great in the area that I'd established in the front of my house. And so the old one that I have will go in the area that's in the back of my house. So I did pick up a vinyl, and it is a classic. It is a classic, and it is the legend the best of Bob Marley. Y'all, I was so stinking excited when I went to this Walmart and they had this vinyl record. It wasn't the Walmart in my city, so I know definitely that I will be visiting different Walmarts, because they actually have better vinyl records than the Walmart in my city, and they actually have better book selections than the Walmart in my city. So, and that is just so disappointing. Like, the Walmart in my city, I really wish that they would keep up their book game there, because it's right there. People like to go there to pick up books, because I hear people all the time, Walmart needs to do better with their book selections, and they really do. They don't have anything. They run out all the time, and then it seems as though they never restock. So y'all, I cannot wait till I get home to pop this in my vinyl player and enjoy some Bob Marley while I just clean up or get my thoughts together, get my, check off some of my July goals, create some content, record some content, and things of that nature. Y'all, I am so excited about this vinyl record. And if you can see, Like, look at the vinyl. Like, this right here is actually what the vinyl record looks like. And I am so excited to open it up and actually see it. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to come on and give y'all a little quick book haul. So let me get back to this book so I can finish it, and I will see y'all in a few minutes to tell y'all my end thoughts on Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. See you later.
Again, there are 1,000 things I could say to capture how I'm feeling, to tell him what his devotion means to me. That instead of escaping into the dark, I'll find him.
Oh my goodness, y'all. I just went for a roller coaster ride. Just got finished reading Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. I fell in love with Yasmin and Josiah just as the book kept going and going and going, y'all. Oh my God, y'all, Kennedy Ryan showed the freak out with this book. This book is basically like just a second chance at romance. Y'all, Yasmin and Josiah, they got divorced for a reason that was very okay for Yasmin at that time, because she just really went through something very traumatic in her life, and she just felt like she couldn't be the wife that Josiah needed at that time, so she wanted a divorce from Josiah. So they actually got a divorce, but on top of that, you know, they had 2 kids already. So, and they had a business together, so like their paths was gonna always come across each other regardless. So each one of them, they got somebody else that they tried to date and everything, and they just was not happy, or I can't say they was not happy with the people that they tried to date. They just had came to a realization that they did not want to hurt the people that they were trying to date, because they came to a realization that they still loved each other. So time went on, they co-parented, they was in business together. The Yasmin's mom, she was, you know, trying to play matchmaker, you know, doing little different things that would cause them to like see each other in intimate ways. They just could not get themselves out of each other's system because they just shared too much as a family, which was the kids and the business. So as the book goes on, y'all, Yasmin doesn't she breaks up with Mark. Josiah breaks up, I think her name was Vashti, and then all of a sudden they just actually let it happen, and the spice starts to kick off. And when I say the spice kicked off, the spice was off the record. And once that spice kicked off and they started, you know, allowing each other to have sex with each other in many different ways, in many different areas and stuff, it just never stopped. So it got to a point where, you know, they were caught by her daughter, and so things had to actually come to a head, because people have started to figure out that they were still involved with each other. And y'all, the epilogue of this book, the part that got me so bad was at the very end, when he gave her a ring and he asked her to marry her. It's the epilogue. Might be a little spoiler in here, y'all, I'm sorry. But and then he was like, he told her, you know, like, basically, just don't ever leave me again. And he wanted to have kids again and all, you know, the good things about a loving relationship. And with the narrator's voice, it seemed like Josiah had a little tear in his eyes. His voice sounded a little cracky, and I was like, oh my God, like, he really loves her so much. And it just melted me down into a chocolate puddle, y'all. If y'all have not read this book, I suggest y'all get y'all hands on this book, either a physical book or on Kindle Unlimited, because this book is a book that you will rate a 5-star, because I did, and I will read this book over and over and over again, y'all. I love this book. Kalila D. Girl, thank you. I love this book. Happy reading, y'all.